Fatema, Kian, Brian, PJ, Carrick, and yes.
Hi. So my name is Fatema. I'm one of the staff mentors, and I'm going to start us off, and then we have 4 amazing fellows who will talk about their own experiences. So I just wrote something a little quickly so that, because I don't want to, no, I'm good this way. I'm really short. I just wrote something quickly because I knew I wouldn't be able to just do it on the fly, but anyway, here it goes. I'm always hesitant when it comes to interfaith spaces because I wonder who has to relinquish the most of their practices in order to be present in that space. As a Muslim woman of African descent, an immigrant, a first-generation student, I'm used to being the person who sacrifices the most of her beliefs in order to coexist in a space. These past 7 days, that sacrifice wasn't necessary. That's not to say that the space was a utopia, but it's the closest I've ever been to feeling like the entirety of myself is not only valued, but necessary to the efficacy and functionality and value of a space. Keon's butterfly eyes, Harman's serenity, Aisha's forthrightness, Mohammed's soft laughter, Anisha's endless affection, Brian's depth, PJ's cool, Carrick's thoughtfulness, Rachel's wonder, Rita's sensitivity, Ryan R's quiet laugh, Huda's courage, Amina's confidence, Shania's humor, Imani's vulnerability, Ryan C's tender vision, Ali's freedom, Hannah's style, Izzy's brilliance, Jay's articulation, and Kyle's warmth, all reminding me that I have an imperative to show up, to give not just all of me, but the best of me, so their future could be one we too could smile at. Thank you for all the memories. Around you, I felt that God's love is finally invariable. Thank you so much for showing me through your authenticity what love can look like. Thank you.
One sentence to describe my whole experience here, one word really, is just empathy. Being here really has highlighted just how to work with others around you and not constantly look at others and think about their differences, but more just what brings you together. That's really how I felt throughout this whole experience, is that we're all here together, united, and we're just people. So, we love. We love.
Hello guys. At the beginning of this camp, I realized that no one was forced to be here. People were obviously told about this camp, and probably tensions were collided, but in some way or another, people wanted to be here. And I saw this on the first day, that when you have a conversation, they wasted no time in getting deep. We talked about situations in being a great guest, in being racial profiling, and these things didn't just, you didn't feel awkward when you were talking about these things. You felt people's heart and emotion in them, right? Yes. And that was just the first day, right? That was half of a day, actually, because we got here at 2. And then there was the second day, and I saw people cry. There was a lady, she came, she was Haitian, she was Haitian. And she was wearing red, I forget her name, I heard her say. Lenise, yeah, and we were in a circle. We were always in a circle. But we were in a circle. This specific time, we were in a circle, and she was talking to us about privilege, and how some people have more privilege than others, right? And we did a game, I called it a game, but it was actually eye-opening, right? And you see how some people are further than others, right? And that shows you that as we sit here today, we're not at the same level, but we are connected. And that is what I learned at this camp. You learn that when you come to meet people, whether it's at your school, whether it's at work, it doesn't matter, I don't know, many different places, your family, people are connected. And you shouldn't judge these people. You shouldn't assume you know them just by looking at them, because we're one people. So, I guess I just know we're very connected people.
This experience, it was different. I mean, I remember the first day. I mean, I didn't want to sign up for this in the first place. It was kind of my mom. I hate to admit it because I know she's going to rub it in later, but I didn't do it. I remember showing up on the first day and I was like, oh my God, why? I brought my stuff upstairs. Everybody seemed kind of cool. The staff looked all right. And then we started talking, and then we came into our circle and we played our game, and then the week went along, and it was like, this place isn't too bad. And we had conversations, we got closer with each other, and built bonds, and it was just really cool. And I think the big thing for me was, it wasn't the stuff we talked about, or the things we went through, or the places we went, but it was each other, the people. Like, the fellows and the staff, it was just phenomenal. Like, the staff, they didn't treat us like kids, but they treated us like people, like teenagers. Like, we go through hard stuff, that they're there to talk to us, they're our friends. Like, that was the really big thing for us. They weren't mentors, but they were friends. That was phenomenal. And the fellows, like, it was cool because we could like talk to each other and really let everything out, because at the end of the day, we knew that nobody's perfect, we all make mistakes, we're all teenagers, we're all going through a lot of stuff, and it's just really cool to be able to talk to each other and know that everything's gonna be okay eventually, so, yeah.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Carrick. So, first of all, people have been mentioning community all evening, and I really don't think it can be understated how powerful it is here. I myself, I was raised in a hippie family, and we all, hippie world. Everyone loves each other, and we're all tight. But really, I've been in similar-ish spaces before. But I've never been in a space where this kind of connection happens this fast. We've been here for 6 days, and I would trust any one of these people with my life. It's real. It's really real here. I mean, I remember the first day, everybody's sitting down, and we're a little unsure of ourselves, unsure of what this week is going to be. And last night, we had the wildest game of Uno you have ever seen. And second of all, actually, I'm not done with that part. Sorry. The welcoming feeling in this place is incredible. Like, every one of the staff mentors, and especially Shelton. Where is Shelton? There's Shelton. I swear to you, I have never felt so completely welcomed when I am looking her in the eye and having a conversation. And it doesn't matter about what. I have never felt so heard in my life as to when I am talking with her, and we are so lucky to have her as our leader. And people like Shelton and all of our staff have showed us so many great new things, new techniques, new thoughts, new ideas. Things like listening to listen, which is so understated, but it's so valuable. When we're having a conversation, we're really listening and we're forming our response. But when we listen, really to just take in everything that they're saying, that goes to your heart. You can have a real conversation that way. We're breaking down borders, we're breaking down race and gender, sexuality, and all of these political borders that divide us apart. They have taught us things, and so many things, and we are going to change the world with those things.